What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. I'm LotusAsakura, the one who never knows best, and today I want to bring you guys another one of those tier list videos, much like the Dragon Ball one that I did just a couple of days ago. It was titled like the best Dragon Ball game of all time, and you can probably take a wild guess as to what I picked as the best Dragon Ball game and my favorite Dragon Ball game. But I did a ranking, a tier list of all the Dragon Ball games that I've played over the years, and there was actually quite a few that I've never heard of or played before, and that's going to be the case for today's video as well. But those of you who watched that video seem to really enjoy it, and I greatly appreciate you guys for that, and I especially appreciate the ones hit the like button for your boy, because it's free and it don't cost nothing to show brother some love, you feel me? But I had a couple people in the comments suggest, hey, you should do a video just like this for Naruto games. You ain't gotta tell me twice, because I was going to do that anyway. So if y'all asking for it, I'll be more than happy to oblige. But as you can see here, we have a giant list of Naruto games, and there are definitely some in here that I've never seen before, like this one or this one, which actually that's the same exact thing. And then there's going to be a bunch of ones with like Japanese names, and Kizuna Drive, I've heard of that one, but I've never played it. And there's a bunch of like DS games in here. I never owned a Nintendo DS, so I've never got to play any of these. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to sort through this, and I'm going to take out all the games that I've never heard of, or at least most of them, right? And then we can get into the games that I have played and discuss those a bit. So let me go ahead and sort through this just a bit, just to get out some of the bulk, and then I'll be right back. Okay, and with that, I think we're just about ready to go. I don't recognize this title exactly. But yeah, while I was going through this, I started to realize that a lot of games are listed in here twice. I don't know if every game is in here twice, but a lot of them definitely are. So I know it looks like there's a ton of games in this haven't played tier, and there definitely are a lot of Naruto games that I've never gotten a chance to play, most notably Nintendo DS games, because I've never owned a Nintendo DS. I think I might have tried Ninja Council 3 on like a friend's DS at some point, but yeah, a lot of DS games in here that I never got the chance to try out because I've never owned one in my entire life. But yeah, the PlayStation and the GameCube, the PlayStation 2, 3, and 4, and I guess now we're on 5, but there isn't a PS5 Naruto game yet. But I beg Namco, Shueisha, I beg of you, please, somebody, please make a new Naruto game, please, I'm begging. I want a new Naruto game more than I want pretty much anything else in the world right now. So yeah, but anywho, we can actually start to get into ranking some of these games. I think we'll start it off with just the first few that we see here. We have Ninja Council 1 and Ninja Council 2, and these games are just okay. They're just okay. I played them both on the GBA. I actually own them both. I actually think I have a sealed copy. Yeah, it's back on the shelf. Let me go grab it. Here it is. As some of you guys may know, I collect some older video games here and there. This isn't focusing quite right, but I have a brand new inbox sealed copy of Naruto Ninja Council 2. I don't have a sealed copy of Ninja Council 1, but yeah, I've gone back and collected some older GBA games, and this is one of them. And while it isn't my favorite, I'm glad to have it in my collection. So yeah, we'll put Ninja Council 1 and 2 in the seats here. I think that's about right. They're nothing too crazy, but they're nothing bad either. And then we move on to Naruto Ninja Storm Generations. Okay, and this one is S tier. This will be the first game in our S tier, and I'm going to be going all over the place with this. There's not going to be any real order to how I do these. I don't know if I just want to do it straight like this, because then I think that ruins some of the fun and the surprise or whatever, because then we might get some games that are a little bit more exciting to discuss earlier on instead of saving them for later. But Generations is my personal favorite installment in the entire Storm series. I don't know about you guys, but I started off with Storm 2. I went back and played Storm 1 many years later, but I didn't own a PS3. So the first Storm game that I got to play was Naruto Storm 2 on the Xbox 360, and I still have my whole collection of Storm games and everything leading up to that point. But yeah, so Storm 2, it was cool, it was great, I loved it. It was the first time I ever got the chance to play Time Skip Sasuke, Shippuden Sasuke in a video game, because we'll get to that later. But yeah, which kind of spoils something, but if you notice, you know, it is what it is. But and I had a blast. It was so sick to me. But then Generations, man, I love Generations. Getting to play as like young Kakashi and Obito was so much fun for me, and the combos and everything, and just like Generations, I made some really good memories on that game, and I had a great time. So Generations for me is my favorite Storm game, and that one's easily going in the S tier. Then we have a couple more games here that I actually haven't played, but I just felt like talking about them a bit before I moved them up into the haven't played tier. We have like Clash of Ninja Revolution and Clash of Ninja Revolution 2, and then Clash of Ninja Revolution 3. Unfortunately, I've never played any of the Revolution games, but the Clash of Ninja series was really good. So with that being said, let me go here and find Clash of Ninja 1, and let me just move this up here real quick. Clash of Ninja 1 has to be at least like an A tier game. I want to say I like it a lot. It doesn't quite go on my S tier, but the Clash of Ninja games were great, and then the closest we've ever gotten to competitive Naruto fighting games. In fact, I'm pretty certain that like side tournaments and like small tournaments still exist for the Clash of Ninja games. I think people mostly play Clash of Ninja 4, and there's even like that special like Super Naruto Clash of Ninja 4 mod, I think, that was released that people play a lot. I never got around to trying it for myself. I wanted to and just never did. It seems really cool. It seems like a lot of fun. I still would like to do it at some point. I'd have to look back into how you do all that. But yeah, I mean, the Clash Ninja games are sick. And that being said, Clash Ninja 2, this one's an S tier game. Also, don't mind me like dragging and dropping these as I'm working back and forth. I zoomed in a little bit more in this video than I did in the last video, just because I wanted you guys to be able to see things a little bit better. So I have to do a little bit more work here on my end, but that's fine. If you guys don't mind, then I don't mind. If this works out better, then I'll do that for y'all. But yeah, man, Clash Ninja 2 is an S tier game. I played Clash Ninja 1, but Clash Ninja 2 was the one that I really played with my brother and some friends and whatnot. We was going back and forth, and this was the one. This one right here was one of them ones. I know people are like, oh, 3 and 4 better. Well, I never played 3 and 4. I'll be honest. So it is what it is. 3 and 4 were games that I think we didn't get in English, right? I don't think we got 3 and 4 in English, or if we did, it didn't come so much later, because I remember that being one of those games where I would sit around and play Asia as a kid and being like, man, I wish I could import these games. I wish I had these, and I would have to look up gameplay and stuff on YouTube and see people playing like the Sound 4 and like Curse Mark Sasuke and QB Naruto and stuff, and just like having all this fun playing all these sick characters that I wish I could get my hands on, and I couldn't because we didn't have those games, or at least I didn't have those games. And then we have, let's see, where do I want to go with next? We'll go with Storm 1. So Storm 1, I think, was a pretty solid game. I think I'm going to put it in the B, maybe A tier. Maybe Storm 1's an A tier game. These are subject to change. I can still move some stuff around, you know, as we move throughout this. For now, I think I'm gonna put Storm 1 in the B tier. I think Storm 1 is pretty good. I don't know if I'd call it one of the better ones. It did have some unique stuff in it that we didn't have again in later games, like the ability to fight while you're on a wall. They kind of teased it and made it seem like we were gonna do that in Storm 4, but you really could only do it in the story mode a tiny bit in a specific fight, a couple specific fights. But yeah, Storm 1, we're gonna leave it in the A tier for now. But like I said, I didn't own a PS3 when Storm 1 came out, so I didn't even play it right away. And the same thing goes for another game that we'll talk about later. But I eventually one day sat down and got the collection, and we streamed all the Storm games on stream. Which, by the way, if you don't follow the stream, link is always in the description down below. Twitch.tv/LotusAsakura, where you can follow me and check me out doing all the different types of variety of games I've been playing, which is mostly 2K and Need for Speed right now. But we've been doing a few things over there, and so look forward to it. Next, let's move on to the Ultimate Ninja series. Let's actually move on to the Ultimate Ninja series. So Ultimate Ninja 1, I think we're gonna put that in the B tier. Definitely better than Ninja Council games. I don't know if I'd quite put it up there with Clash of Ninja and Storm, but I loved Ultimate Ninja 1 growing up. But Ultimate Ninja 1, it's kind of like in the same class as like a Budokai 1, where like the foundation was there, really solid base for a game. I had a lot of fun with it, very nostalgic, but it definitely shows its age. And definitely not one of the games that you want to go back to and play a ton if you want to maintain the fond memory that you had of it from your childhood. That being said, I think as those games went on, they got better and better and better. So Ultimate Ninja 2, I think I want to put in the A tier. And then Ultimate Ninja 3 is an S tier game. Ultimate Ninja 3 is S tier. Ultimate Ninja 2 was such a big step up from Ultimate Ninja 1. It's just like Budokai 1 to Budokai 2. Maybe even better comparison is comparing it to like Tenkaichi 1 to Tenkaichi 2, because the jump there was pretty dope. Like a way bigger roster for one. From what I remember, it had a better story mode. There were mini games. It was so sick. And the Ultimate Ninja 3 just above and beyond, man. I put so much time in Ultimate Ninja 3. Again, Ultimate Ninja 2 and 3, games that as a kid I was playing with my brother and our friends and stuff, back when you still would invite people over. I mean, I guess some people do, but when I still have people come through to the crib, because we lived in the same neighborhood, and we would play games together. And Ultimate Ninja 2 and 3 were definitely that. Did it a bit with Ultimate Ninja 1, but not as much. But 2 and 3 were just much better games. I low-key feel like I want to do this, you know what I'm saying? But we'll leave it like this for now. We'll leave it like this for now, because I feel like Ultimate Ninja definitely just is better than the Ninja Council games. But I mean, granted, these were Game Boy games, so they're kind of limited. But it is what it is. They were cool for what they were, but I don't know if I can put them much higher than that. And that being said, yeah, because I think I had Legacy of Goku 2 and like Boost Fury pretty high on my tier list, and I don't think the Ninja Council games live up to the Legacy of Goku games. So those are comfortably in C tier, and Ultimate Ninja is better than those. Then moving on, we have Ultimate Ninja 4. And Ultimate Ninja 4 is a game that I don't think was quite as good as 3. I'm not gonna lie. When I was a kid, I thought Ultimate Ninja 4 was insane because it was the first time I got to play with shipping characters. It was the first time I got to play with time skip characters. If you've been around long enough, we used to call them time skip. You had PTS and TS, time skip and pre-time skip. And we used to call them back then. And I know y'all remember watching those YouTube videos of like time skip Sasuke versus like pre-time skip Rock Lee and stuff like that. Or, all ultimate jutsu for all time skip characters. And yeah, man. So when Ultimate Ninja 4 came out, I was really excited because we got to play as all the time skip characters from part 2 of Naruto. How I refer to these is going to flip-flop all over the place. But time skip Sasuke is not a playable character in this game. because if I remember correct, Ultimate Ninja 4, the story mode, only goes to the end of the Gaara rescue arc. I don't think we get past saving Gaara, which is like the very beginning of part 2 of Naruto. So it was fun. I enjoyed it, but it just wasn't long enough for my liking. The roster was cool. Like I said, gonna play with time skip characters. We still have like pre-time skip characters as well, and I had a great time with it. But I would honestly say I probably enjoyed Ultimate Ninja 2 more than 4, 3 more than both of them. I think 3 was the best in the first 4 series of games, but I remember like looking up so many different like walkthroughs and guides and cheat codes and playing through the game and like searching every nook and cranny, trying to find like some sort of secret method or way of potentially unlocking Sasuke in the game, even though I knew he wasn't in there. In my head I knew he wasn't there, but my heart wanted to believe that no, somebody just hasn't figured it out yet. There's got to be some sort of secret, and you'd see all types of BS online on super cheats and cheatcodes.com and so many fake stuff in YouTube videos, and it never worked, man. It never did, but I tried. I damn sure tried. But yeah, Ultimate Ninja 4, great game for its time. Definitely shows its age, but I do think it's a step down just a little bit from Ultimate Ninja 3, but it was really, really fun. Then next up, let's move on to the let's talk about this one, right? So Ultimate Ninja 5 is a game that I've honestly never played, but there's not a doubt in my mind that if I had ever played Ultimate Ninja 5, it would be an S tier game. But I used to sit at the computer and watch so many YouTube videos of like the CPU fighting each other in Ultimate Ninja 5. I watched every single Ultimate Jutsu in Ultimate Ninja 5, or they would call them like Ogis or Aogis. I don't know how you actually pronounce it. Oogis? O-U-G-I. I used to see that word everywhere. All Oogis, all like team jutsus and like every character on the roster. And matter of fact, I have the game sitting around here somewhere. Hold on, let me go find it, because I bought it as an adult. I finally went back and bought it because I can do that now. Like it's really wasn't that expensive. It was like $20, but I bought it from somebody in Japan so I could have a copy of it, because we never got it. Boom, right here. I finally got it after all these years. My childhood dream finally came true. But I would legit sit on YouTube and just watch video after video after video of this game, of just other people playing it, or just even the CPUs fighting each other. And this was another one of those games where I would literally sit on Play Asia just hoping, wishing, praying that I could import it at some point, even though I couldn't even play it because I now have a Japanese PlayStation and everything. And I actually even remember falling asleep thinking to myself that if a genie showed up and I had 3 wishes, one of my wishes would be able to import every Japanese game that I wanted from Play Asia, and this was at the top of the list. This game. You might have heard me mention stuff like that before about wanting to import stuff from Play Asia, and I just was that's just what it was back then. Yeah, and I know this says 5. It's like Naruto made Excel too. It was like the naming was different in Japan, but Ultimate Ninja 5 would easily, for me, not a doubt in my mind, be an S tier game. And frankly, I'm gonna leave it there, even though I never played it. I'm not gonna do that for any other game, but I just want that game to sit up there, because I just feel like it deserves it, bro. I just know in my heart, in my soul, it deserves to be there. So we're just gonna move on to the next game, and I think let's move on to the Uzumaki Chronicle games. And I think these games, they weren't terrible, but I mean, they're probably D tier games. Uzumaki Chronicles 1 and Uzumaki Chronicles 2. Fun story about Uzumaki Chronicles 2. It gets a little sad, so prepare yourself. But Uzumaki Chronicles was actually gifted to me by a friend back in elementary school. I had a friend named Eric who I had no business being friends with, because I was a straight A honor roll student, you know, not necessarily teacher's pet, but very well liked by my teachers. And I didn't like suck up or kiss up to them anyway, but they just liked me because I did all my work. I got good grades, stuff like that. And Eric was a very loud, rambunctious, rowdy, mischievous kid who was always in trouble, always talking back, things like that. We were basically like 2 polar opposites, and just 2 dudes who shouldn't have been friends at the time. But the reason we became friends is because Eric was secretly a big ass nerd who also really likes Naruto. And that's how we became friends. And he actually gave me Uzumaki Chronicles as a birthday gift back in elementary school, I want to say. And yeah, there's some sad stuff. We don't gotta get into the sad stuff. That's all you need to know. And then Uzumaki Chronicles 2 was a bit of a step up from Uzumaki Chronicles 1, but not major. I mean, I guess I could put Uzumaki Chronicles 2 in C tier. It doesn't really matter. It's splitting hairs at that point. But yeah. All right, so I got more of the bulk out of the way, and let's move on to Rise of a Ninja and Broken Bond. Also, Clash of Ninja 4, I'm sure, is also a great game. I've never actually played it. But then we have Rise of a Ninja, and I see another copy of Broken Bond there. So we have Rise of a Ninja, and I never finished this game. I remember playing it back in the day at some point. The same thing goes for Broken Bond. Actually, I believe Broken Bond had a demo I remember on the Xbox. I don't remember if it was also on PlayStation or not. Wasn't one of these console exclusive? Was it Rise of a Ninja? Was Rise of a Ninja Xbox 360 exclusive? I don't remember for sure. But I remember I played a demo a lot of Broken Bond. But I don't think either of them were like incredible from what I remember. I think I definitely preferred the Ultimate Ninja games and the Storm games a lot more. But from what I remember, Rise of a Ninja and Broken Bond kind of felt like, I mean, I guess they were, but the in between. You know what I'm saying? Like, they took some elements of Ultimate Ninja and then they did some stuff that Storm went on to do. But the Storm games were just head and shoulders above both of them. For the most part, there were like some mini games and some side stuff you could do here or there in the Storm mode or whatever. But yeah, like the actual gameplay, the combat of like Ultimate Ninja and Storm has just always been better from what I remember Rise of a Ninja being. And then moving on, we have, well, the Storm games, and we have Ultimate Ninja Heroes games as well, and Shinobi Striker. So moving on with Storm 2. Storm 2 is one of my favorite ones from the line, from the Storm series. I'll probably put Storm 2 in S or A. Actually, I'll leave it in A tier. I want to put it in the S tier, just off like nostalgia and like how excited I was when I first got it, because again, it was my first Storm game. It was my first time getting to play as like time skip Sasuke in a Naruto game, and I remember being like super stoked over that. But I don't know, but is it in the same tier as like Storm 1 and Ultimate Ninja 2 and 4? Like, I feel like it's better than what if I do this? What if I do this? What if I make an A+ tier and I put Storm 2 in the A+ tier? I feel like yeah, that feels right to me. I feel like Ultimate Ninja 2 is kind of better than these games. I'm gonna leave it like this for the moment. I'm gonna leave it like this for the moment. And then we have Ultimate Ninja Heroes 3, which I actually never played, but I own it because I bought it later on. Yeah, like as I said, you guys know, I go back and collect video games that I either had as a kid and need back, or games that I never had but always wanted. So here we have the 3 Ultimate Ninja Heroes games on PSP, and I believe there's another one, I think Impact was also a PSP game, but I never played that one or collected it, but maybe I will at some point. But yeah, I didn't play it. I'm sure I would like it if I did. We have Ultimate Ninja Hero 1 and 2, and both of these games, okay, hold on. They were basically Ultimate Ninja, but on the PSP, which, as you could probably imagine from the title. And I think these gotta go in A+. I think Ultimate Ninja Heroes 1 and 2 both gotta go in A+. Really, really fun games. They were basically like playing Ultimate Ninja 2 and 3, but on your PSP, when I remember. Which was the sickest thing ever to me. I played the hell out of Ultimate Ninja Heroes 1 specifically. I remember getting that one as a Christmas gift. So that was pretty cool. And we have Storm 3, Storm 4, Road to Boruto, which is basically the same thing. Shinobi Striker, and Revolution. So Revolution, I think, is the worst out of the Storm games. So with that being said, if we have Storm 1 in B tier, then Revolution, like at best, can go in the B tier. Putting it in the same category as Ultimate Ninja and Rise of Ninja and Broken Bond seems kind of crazy though. What if I do this, and then we can do this? Yeah, that makes more sense. That makes more sense. That feels like it makes more sense. Storm 1 and 2 in the same tier, with giving the edge to Storm 2, maybe. And then yeah, that feels more right. That feels more right to me. That feels more right. And then we have Storm 3, which I felt like was better than Revolution, but how much, I don't really know. But we'll put it in the A+ tier. And then we have Storm 4. And look, I had my gripes with Storm 4. I'm going to put Road to Boruto and regular Storm 4 probably in the same tier. Let me move these up. I lost the other one. Where to go? There it is. But anyway, Storm 4, it's got to be at least A+. I'm like tempted to put it in S tier. It's a far from perfect game, right? The story mode is slideshow central. They did add in DLC content, but Storm 4, so here's my dilemma, right? Here's my dilemma. Storm 2 almost feels like it should go into S tier. I'm not gonna lie. I'm moving Storm 2 up to S tier. So here's my thing. Storm 4 was great. I feel like gameplay wise, it made a lot of improvements, but then in other areas, it took big steps back. So the leader switch mechanic, I loved. I thought it was really cool and really fun. I thought Storm 4 was the greatest Storm game ever when it came out. But the more you played it, and as you start going online and play with your friends, you start to realize, hey, like endless mode is limited to 4 when it used to always be 8. There's no spectating. There's a bunch of bugs and glitches in this game. The story mode has like all these slideshows and pictures as opposed to animated cutscenes like some of the previous games had. Like, what's the big deal? And like Storm 4 has some really high highs, but then some really low lows. And I feel like for the most part, it's pretty solid. And it's probably the one I played the most out of all the Storm games, and for good reason. And I still go back and play it every blue moon. But I just feel like Generations is easily my favorite over, and Storm 2 is probably a better game than Storm 4 as well. And Storm 3 in full burst, they say they're about even, because I don't know, I feel like Storm 4 was more fun, but Storm 3 was better made. You feel me? So I'll put them in about the same tier, with Road to Boruto being there as well. And then I think we only have one game left to rank, and that is Shinobi Striker. And I'm gonna just drop this here and then move this up. F tier. F tier. Shinobi Striker is the worst Naruto game I have ever played in my entire life. It is a glitchy, buggy, broken mess that I'm mind blown that anybody could enjoy. But if you do, power to you. I'm not saying that you shouldn't enjoy it or that you shouldn't like it, but it's just not for me. I had some fun with it when it first came out for about a week, and then I was over it. But it was fun because I was playing it with the homie Afro. We can make any game fun if we playing it with, with the squad. But it just doesn't function properly, and it's like a big issue I had with like Xenoverse as well, but even more so because the style of Shinobi Striker is like very different obviously for a Naruto game, but it's a style of game I wouldn't play if it didn't have the Naruto name and characters attached to it. And that being said, it doesn't even work properly. Like the hitboxes and the detection is all over the place, and it's just imbalanced and broken. It just, yeah, and creating your own character was really cool. I really wanted to like this game. I made some content on it. I made some of my most popular videos of all time on this game, actually. I didn't make very many, but some of the ones that I did drop they got some pretty good views, especially for back then when my channel was way smaller. I had like 100K on a video. It blew my mind, but didn't get me to stick with the game. I probably could have chased the bag off that game much more than I did, but it just wasn't. It wasn't it. For me, it wasn't it. It's my least favorite Naruto game I have ever played. There's one more game I actually want to rank. And I might have thrown it here and that haven't played here, or just might not have been listed, but Naruto Blazing, man. Naruto Blazing was a mobile game, and it's the only mobile game that I ever got really invested to. If I had to place it, I'd probably put it in like A tier at least, to be honest. Blazing had me in a chokehold. I was always free to play in mobile games. I play Genshin now. I haven't played it in a bit, but I was a whale in Genshin. But up to then, like I tried Dokkan and Legends, and I wasn't really feeling that stuff. And Bleach Brave Souls, I played quite a bit. I actually had a really good account, but eventually I stopped playing and gave my account away. I actually kept it to Afro. I think he made one video on it and never touched it again. Which is fine because I was over the game anyway. But Blazing, I was grinding that game constantly, daily. Is it this? Is this Naruto Blazing? I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, that's gonna be my tier list of Naruto games. We got in the S tier, and actually, which one do I want to put as the best Naruto game of all time? What's my number one? It doesn't really matter the order, but these are definitely my favorites. Which one am I putting at the top of the list? If I had to pick one, it might be Ultimate Ninja 3. That might be the nostalgia talking, because I wouldn't say it's necessarily the best game here, but out of the ones, yeah, that one might be the one for me. The music, the characters, the roster, the time I had playing it and playing it with the homies and everything. Ultimate Ninja 3 might be the GOAT Naruto game for me, man. I think it was just, it had to be there. You had to be there. But Ultimate Ninja 3, Storm Generations, Clash of Ninja 2, Ultimate Ninja 5, Storm 2 in the S tier. You see how the rest of the list played out. And yeah, man, a lot of Naruto games that I haven't played. Like I said, this is extremely bloated because there's a lot of doubles down here, and then a lot of these are games that are already up here and that were just listed twice. And some games were even listed 3 times if you look closely enough. So yeah, like Broken Bond is already in here twice, even though we have Broken Bond listed up here. Yeah, so that one's in here 3 times. I see Voltage in here twice. So yeah, don't pay too much attention to it and be like, wow, Lotus has played like almost no Naruto games. That's definitely not the case. Although that being said, I thought it was more than this. I'm not gonna lie. But like I said earlier, man, Naruto is one of my favorite series of all time, and I love it so much more than I love Dragon Ball. And I love Dragon Ball, don't get me wrong, but there's no game I want more in this world right now than a new Naruto game, a new Naruto fighting game, mind you. But I would take damn near anything at this point just to have something new that's a Naruto game to play. So I don't know. That's my list. That's my ranking. You guys let me know yours in the comment section down below. Hit this video with a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already so you can stay tuned for lots of content when I bring you. With all that being said, it's pretty much off today. And remember, nothing can happen until you swing the bat. Later.